is up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Do you want to sell on Direct? What does it take to be on Direct? Is Direct worth it? I'm going to give you all the answers to that because I've been on Direct again for probably the last 2 or 3 months and I like it. So we're going to get into all those details on whether you should, shouldn't, what to expect, because it is its own animal. But before we do that, if you don't know who I am, my name is Bronzgod. This is my squeaky chair, and we sell trading cards on eBay and TCG Player. We've been averaging about $40,000 a year, mostly in bulk. We are looking to exceed that by the end of the year. In addition to that, we have 2 other channels, one for weight loss, one for gaming. So links to those are in the description below if you want to check those out. Additionally, we also have a list of 1 affiliate code with more to come. So if you want to use that or any to come, you can save some money, I can make a little money, and we can all win. So, TCG Player Direct. I'm going to be honest right up front. I probably shouldn't be on it. TCG Player Direct is typically for a large store, a brick and mortar store, a store where you're doing a lot of things, getting in collections, just rapid firing through stuff, right? It's not impossible to be on Direct and succeed as a home seller, as a side hustle, but there is a lot to it. And not that there's a right or wrong way, but with Direct, there kind of is a right or wrong way. So first, I want to talk about how do you join? What do you have to do to be able to join Direct? First, you have to have a rating, a feedback rating of 99.5%, which is pretty much impossible not to be at 99% or above on TCG Player. I mean, you really have to work hard to have a crappy rating. So that's number 1. Number 2, you have to have at least 3,000 total unique listings. So you can't have 3,000 dinosaur cat tokens. You have 10,000 cards, but of those 10,000 cards, 3,000 of them have to be specifically different. In addition to that, you have to be averaging $600 in sales a week. And I believe that is, I think it's a rolling month. I have to double check. But basically, $600 a week in sales, 3,000 total different cards at a minimum, and then the feedback. And then you can apply to be eligible for Direct. Direct, the way that works is TCG Player fills orders via Direct with their inventory, and then I get a return invoice like this, stack of papers. I believe this one is probably my biggest one since I've been back on it. 1,038 cards. I then ship back to them and I replenish their inventory with my inventory or your inventory. So the pros and the cons. Pros. Volume is insane. As you can see, 1,038 cards sold in literally a week. Crazy. It's a lot of the reason why I started doing these mass openings. It's kind of the model I always wanted, especially with Magic. Pokemon is still its own thing. However, if you saw my video yesterday with my TCG Player update, I might, if I remember, I'll put it up here somewhere. Pokemon does okay, especially the reverse holos and holos. Now I know you can maybe make other stuff, more money somewhere else, but a lot of your modern stuff that might sell for $1.79, you make 40 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents, or whatever. I can blow through 200 at 20 cents a piece, and I know I'm making my money. I'm buying them for 4 cents, selling them for 20, fine, whatever. But do what you want. Anyway, so Pokemon sells halfway decent. Magic is going to be the king when it comes to Direct. The volume is insane. And if you can keep it going, keep funneling cards in, is good. The downside is the fees. The fees are a lot. They just changed the fee structure, so it is better than what it used to be. But right now the fees are any card that is $2.49 or less that sells, they take half. Now I know what you may be thinking is half sucks, which it does, but you don't have to pack. You have to spend the time to ship it. You don't have to buy the stamps. You don't have to buy the supplies. So all the time and money and whatever that you're saving is being accounted for in those increased fees. This is a much simpler version than before, but now anything $2.50 and above is a flat $1.12 fee. Did I say that right? Yeah, it's the fee, so it's $1.12, and I think it's like a 8.5% fee on top of that. So the higher and higher the cost of the card goes, the less and less you pay in fees. That's kind of why I was discussing in a few videos ago that I was thinking about possibly like taking my $1 to $20 inventory. I think Rob from RNG Games mentioned this about taking that and putting it elsewhere to kind of dodge those fees and put them on different platforms. I might not do that just because I'm really like, I'm trying to burn through these things as fast as possible. There will be a universe where I get to be a little more picky with my my margins, but right now the name of the game is fly through the cards. Even if there's bulk rares that I could probably save and make $1 or $2 down the road, I want them gone. I want my money back as fast as possible because we're in phase 2, and phase 2 is leveraging like a madman responsibly, and any money that I'm not getting back right away is, it's like Kevin O'Leary says, I want to send my soldiers off, and I want them to take prisoners, and I want them to bring them back as fast as possible. So that's not for everybody. I get that, and I'm not saying that you should be on Direct, but there is a way to do this at home, and it can be a profitable thing. Now, I mentioned having a store and why it's more advantageous for someone like a Cardinal or an RNG or whoever, because they have a store. They're constantly getting in collections. It's easier for them to churn through. You can have a price floor, and on a grander scale where you're getting so many cards, you get to take advantage of the card optimizer. So I have a lot of cards. I'm trying to build them up through these openings, and when someone goes to build a deck or whatever, I'm going to get, as I do more and more of these, better access to those larger orders, which will then take from my direct orders, which is fantastic. Now, there are things like for Magic, your commander staples, like your Soul Rings and Command Towers and certain non-basic lands that you could probably make more money on eBay and whatnot, but you kind of have to have them on Direct as well if you want to get the full, advantage of utilizing Direct. It can be a great thing. I actually, in the same video I referenced earlier, I went through some of my RIs, and it's never ending. It's fantastic. There are unboxings that I did 2 months ago, and there's cards that are just your basic commons that are just selling every day. And the price floor is 40 cents. So at the worst, you're making 20 cents on every card. And that's really good. Now, typically like 30 to 28, like in that range is where you want to be. And when you first start doing this, it's going to be upwards of like 45% fees. It's going to look bad, but that's largely due to the fact that these 40-cent cards that get sold for 20 cents, that's 50% fees. So if you're not selling a lot of higher end stuff or your $1 to $20 cards with it, it's going to give kind of I don't want to say a false idea of what the fees are, but it's going to show that there is a bigger burden for you for the fees if you're not selling the better cards with it. But if you can sell a penny card for 20 cents and you can do it, if you can do 20 of them in the same time it would take you to sell the same card for $3 or $4 on eBay, it's really just to pick your poison at that point. Would you rather fly through cards for a little less, or would you rather get a premium for a little more? And you can always split your inventory up. Like of these, I just bought 3 cases of Jumpstart, Marvel Jumpstart. I'm probably gonna do like 16 boxes, put those on Direct, and then I'll take the other 2, and maybe I'll put them on Mana Pool once I get that taken care of. Who knows? Sky's the limit. But you have to really ask yourself this question when you're on Direct. A is time. I technically don't have enough time. There is a little bit of a hack where when an RI prints out, they make you upload tracking in like 24 hours. So what I and a lot of people do is we'll just like for this 1,068 cards, I'll just count out 1,068 random cards, throw them on my scale with my boxes and stuff, get the accurate number, get the shipping label, upload the tracking, and then I won't pull it till the next weekend when I have time. Now, if you're able to get these shipped and out on time, you do get paid a little faster because they usually pay you the minute it gets received, and then any discrepancies, any condition issues. Like if you send in a near mint card and they deem it light play, they'll dock you for it and then they'll charge you like a restocking fee and they'll take the money back. So that can happen. I typically have been trying to stick to only near mint cards. Maybe light play, but now that Direct has basically put it down to where there's only near mint and light play cards available on Direct, I've been a little more okay with putting mild play and stuff under there, especially the really old stuff that that would probably sell better on there than eBay. I've been selling like near mint, not near mint, like MP and below stuff on eBay, and it's starting to get a little wonky. So I don't know if I like it or not. Especially when I have like 5 copies of a card. I don't have an image of every single card, so there's been some that have been complaining about it, which is understandable. That's another topic for another day. So this has been really like, I don't want to say Direct's been saving me, but when it's slow like this, and this is why I wanted to bring this up, when this boom is over, you're going to have other ways to go about making money. Now, I'm not saying, again, Direct is for you, you should go do it, but all these unboxings that I've done has netted me consistent weeks of $100 to $200, $100 to $200, $200 to $300, $100 to $200, over and over and over again. So as long as you're buying stuff and putting it on there, you can do it. Now, you have to make sure that it makes sense, right? And we're going to go into this a little more in detail. I might post it later today or tomorrow, but when you're doing mass openings, you got to make sure like the margins are there, right? So for the Marble Jumpstart, I mean, I bought them for $109 a box, and the margin on them is like, the EV is like almost $300 per box. So even at 30% fees, it still makes sense to open them. Now, am I going to get every ounce out of it? No. Again, I don't have a store. There's other things that are not in my favor right now with my setup, but we are in churn and burn mode. We are in like feed this monster as fast as possible. So if we have to sacrifice a little bit of margin to be able to fly through these things and get our money back as fast as possible, we're going to do it, because that's the business model that we're shooting for with all the other stuff that we're doing. I just had a lot of people asking me about Direct, and I'm not by any means a crackpot at it, right? I'm not like a pro, but I've been doing it long enough to where, especially like going like the list everything route, it kind of makes sense to like list a little more everything or be a little generous in what you're listing. Obviously, if you have a bigger store and you got employees to pay, it might not be worth it to list penny cards. For me, it is, because I'm by myself, and if I can fly through a bunch of penny cards and make 20 cents, why not? I can always pull them later, but if my hands are already on them once, I'm going to list them. If it doesn't go on Direct, then I can pull them later. So it makes sense for me. If you ever think about it, it could make sense for you, but you're going to have the space. You're going to have the stones, because it is not for the faint of heart. I remember the first time I joined for like a week, maybe like a year and a half ago, and the velocity is insane. I can't stress that enough. It is nutty. It really is. Even with TCG players' issues with like their mass price being broken and this, that, the other, like I get like 30 to 50 emails a day of just cards just constantly going. So hope that helps for anybody who's been wondering about what Direct is. If you've been thinking about joining, I definitely would say, if you're thinking about joining, really give it some solid thought, because it's not just we'll just try it. Like, there's going to be some work involved, but if you do it the right way, it is possible. It's just going to take a little more work and a little bit more elbow grease. So hopefully that information helped you out. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the description below. Also, let me know, hey, did I get anything right? Did I get anything wrong? I'd love to hear what your opinion is on this. So we'll see you in the next one. Hope you have a great day, and see you in the next one. Peace.